Now I'm driving into Woodhall, or to be precise, some woods just outside Woodhall. My next destination is tucked away somewhere in these trees. Here it is, Woodhall Spa's legendary Kinema in the Woods. That's Kinema with a K, and apparently it's just one of the many quirky things about this place. The Kinema in the Woods is a genuine one-off. Housed in a converted cricket pavilion, it is one of the treasures of this country's cinematic history. When it opened in 1922, it was one of the first cinemas in Britain. Nearly a century later, it's still fully operational, offering a full programme of the very latest films 364 days a year. James Green has been the owner of the Kinema since 1973. Now, why is it called the Kinema?
Well, when this one opened, they were all called Kinemas, and indeed the trade magazine was called Kinematograph Weekly.
Goodness.
And then, of course, it is actually from the German, meaning kinetic, which means pure motion. And then later on, the French cine was adapted, and that, of course, has stuck longer.
Yes.
So there are many cinemas about, but this is the only Kinema.
Is it the only one, as far as you know, in
Yes.
the UK? Wow. And why is it here in the middle of the woods?
Well, it's in the grounds of Petwood House, and at the time, Lady Weigel, she opened it back there in the 20s, and it was her private cinema, and although the public was allowed to come into it, but I suppose being it's within her grounds, it was a good thing to open up, and of course that is one of the reasons why it's survived for so long.
And how is the Kinema different to most cinema experiences?
Well, the projection is, I believe, now unique. It is rear projection, as it was in the beginning. As it was a converted building from a pavilion, the roof trusses, which obviously held the roof up, were in the way of conventional projection. So they built a corrugated iron building on the north end of the Kinema, installed the projectors in there, so from day one it was a rear projection cinema, and it still is to this day.
Does that have any effect on the quality of the picture, this rear projection?
Well, it does. Normally when one goes to the cinema, you look at a reflected picture. That is, the lights are thrown onto the screen and it's a reflected picture that you see. Here it's a translucently transmitted picture, whereas the picture is thrown onto the back of the screen. The audience obviously sit on the other side, so it's a different experience altogether.
And talking to your punters, what is it that makes them come here rather than a bigger cinema elsewhere?
Well, I think this is traditional cinema, and people would travel for this.
What is it you love about the Kinema in the Woods?
It's just so different. I've never been anywhere like it before. It's unique, really.
So is this your first time at the Kinema in the Woods?
No, we come regularly.
More room in the seats than anywhere else, anyway.
Lots of leg room.
Yes, there is.
The wonderful Kinema in the Woods, still serving a community of cinema goers.